When Rahul Gandhi did not like it, if an ordinance could be removed, it's only a cabinet note now. Why can't this be removed? It's never too late.
Jagan Mohan Reddy articulated what several Seemandhra Congress leaders are asking in private. 3 central ministers, Pallam Raju, Chiranjeevi and Kotla Surya Prakash Reddy, have resigned after the cabinet decision to bifurcate Andhra Pradesh. The chief minister, his cabinet colleagues and MLAs from Seemandhra have, however, decided not to quit.
Decided to vote to go against the bill that comes before the assembly, unanimously decided.
An indicator of disillusionment within the party is comments of leaders like C. Ramachandraya, who resigned as minister and openly says the Congress decision is politically motivated.
We are all politicians, we are playing political game. To win the elections, we have got no ethics. Whatever the method that is needed, we are being adopted. It's a naked truth, whether one accepts it or not. That is the case with the party also. That is the case with the party. So in the political expediency, they have taken a decision, it appears.
Trying to seize the political leadership position in the Seemandhra agitation, Jagan will sit on a hunger strike from tomorrow.
In protest, starting tomorrow, I'm going on an indefinite fast, just to make sure that this country looks up and fights against this injustice.
The Central Congress leadership has indicated that the resolution on Telangana needs to be sent to the Assembly only to get a sense of the House. But Seemandhra leaders across political lines are pinning their hopes on putting the resolution to vote in the Assembly. Otherwise, they'll have to devise a strategy to find a way to defeat it in Parliament. In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Well, joining us tonight, Shashi Tharoor, Minister of State for Human Resource Development, speaking on behalf of the government tonight. Thank you very much for appearing on Left, Right and Centre. 13 Seemandhra districts virtually shut down today. You have had 3 central ministers resigning as well, aside from other MPs. Just how are you planning to tackle this immediate crisis?
Well, look, it's a very difficult situation, Ankita, and the fact is that, governance involves often making painful choices. There was an agitation for Telangana. Now that the decision has been made, there is a very severe reaction from the other parts of the state. And the government, cannot keep going up and down. It's reviewed the situation. It's been a long, in fact, a prolonged period of reflection before it came to this final conclusion. There were statements by the Congress party and the Congress Working Committee some time ago which prefigured what's happening. And indeed, even Shri Rajshekar Reddy, the father of Jagan Reddy, whose fast has just been announced, had already spoken in the Andhra Assembly about moving forward with the creation of Telangana. So it's not as if this is all unknown or unheard of. This has gone on for some time. We understand, of course, that there are very strong feelings on both sides of the issue. But as I said earlier, governing is about making hard choices, and the hard choice has been made. We now have to make the best of how we can move forward with this.
Well, the hard choice at this point is also being called political expediency by Congress ministers in Andhra Pradesh as well, one of whom we hope to have in the program in just a few minutes from now. C. Ramachandraya today going on record to say that the truth of the matter is the Congress is playing political games. What do you say to people in your own party, people who are holding ministerships in the Andhra cabinet?
Well, look, I fully understand the strength of their feelings, but this didn't happen overnight. The agitation for Telangana goes back to 1956, and the fact is that we have seen a number of increasingly, shall we say, intense demonstrations in favor of Telangana over the years, which led to the Home Minister's declaration in December 2009 that Telangana would be granted, and all the processes since then, the Sri Krishna Commission, various options being explored, the decision again of the Congress Working Committee, and now the Cabinet. Now, I have to say that none of this has been easy. It is painful. We are conscious that interests are affected on both sides. Look, personally, if I may say so, my own dear friend and senior colleague, Pallam Raju, is one of those who feels very strongly about this, I'm not trying to in any way say this was an easy choice or that it was a choice that is ideal. No one wants to make the people of Andhra who are not in Telangana unhappy, but at the same time a considered, deliberate decision was made on the basis of all the facts available, and the government is going to stick to it. There is no question about that. Having made this decision, the government has to proceed to implement it. You say it's a political decision. Of course it's political. The fact is that the demand for Telangana was itself a political decision or a political agitation, just as the reaction against the creation of Telangana is also political.
Let me just take that across, in fact, to C. Ramachandraya, Congress Minister in the Andhra Pradesh government, someone who's tried to resign in the past to protest that decision, but continues to be the state's endowment minister. Mr. Ramachandraya, you've just heard Mr. Shashi Tharoor there saying that the government has taken the tough decision. It's going to stand by it. You've made some very strong comments today about that decision. You say that this is really, in a sense, with one eye on the 2014 polls.
Yeah, the people of Simandra are totally in an agitating mood, and without taking their issues which were not addressed, they have taken a decision. The people of Simandra they are very sore with the party, Congress party. So naturally the party's performance will be in 2004 will be a little bit poor. That's what I have been telling. So, but I differ with the Tharoor's opinion. It's a political decision. It's not a political decision. It's a demand was there for Telangana since long time, and the government of India has been considering this demand. But the grievance of the Simandra people is totally not for the division. The way this division is being done, without addressing the concerns of the people, mostly pertaining to the sharing of waters, the problems that will crop up pertaining to the services, the problems related to the unemployment. So these are all the issues which need to be addressed before they commence the process of bifurcation. Because having failed this, the people of Simandra are sore against the party.
All right, so you're saying it's the manner in which this is being carried out, the decision perhaps to fast-track Telangana in a sense that you're objecting to. Parakala Prabhakara, come in at this point. Do you believe the Congress in a sense is playing with fire, a separate state being formed, perhaps against the wishes of the majority of the people in the state? We could well have a scenario where in the Andhra Pradesh Assembly, the majority of people could vote against this decision.
Ankita, I think you put it very right. I mean, I think the Congress party is playing with fire. The UPA government is playing with fire. It is a very, very cynical kind of an electoral gambit. I don't see anything else in this, because there is no rationale behind this decision. It is not that they have addressed the kind of demands or the kind of allegations that have come from some leaders in the Telangana region why they wanted a separate state. I've seen the cabinet note. The cabinet wrote the preface, the introduction to the cabinet note, Ankita, it read like an undergraduate's shoddy term paper. It is so bad. Then look at the kind of agitation that is going on, and for the last 65 days people are out on the streets, and the Congress government, look at the arrogance with which it went about. First of all, the working committee decision. After that, there was absolutely, yesterday's cabinet note and cabinet decision was unwarranted. They could have, asked people to come down, talk to them, talk to the leaders, talk to the chief minister, talk to both the sides, and found out what exactly was the concern, what exactly were the misgivings, etc. Having said that, let me say that I slightly differ with Mr. Ramachandra. I am not of the view that the way it is divided is bad, but the decision was good. I don't buy that kind of an argument. It is a bad decision, and it is a flawed decision. Its reasoning is flawed, and Mr. Shashi Tharoor and Mr. Ramachandra have been saying, I think they're laboring under the illusion that Telangana demand is an old demand, 60-year-old, since 1956 and all. It is not. It was once raised in 1969. Until 2002, there was no demand for Telangana separate state. Please understand this. I think it's just by repetition, it has gained currency.